It feel fucking amazing. You know why, bro? Cause I could count back on who had that IBF belt before you, and you moved up, and you was like everybody in our own lane, and I fucking love Texas, dog. We got Earl Smith at 47, me at 54, my brother at 60. We a fucking trio. We fucking the Bash Brothers, the motherfucking Bash Brothers. And he gonna get that title next, I'm telling you. And the money gonna keep going up, and we gonna feed our family. So how do I feel? Fucking amazing, amazing.
Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
Canelo Exposed by Bivol proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of Canelo Exposed by Bivol subscribers. Now, listen, man. This is the aftermath of Charlo Castaño. Let me just say, man, Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth, whether you love him, whether you hate him, you watch him. And in watching Mr. Keep Running Your Mouth, a.k.a. Jermell Charlo, beat up Brian Castaño last night to become the Undisputed Champion, in which was a great fight. You know, I mean, truly one of the best fights of the year thus far. Might even be the fight of the year, depending on who you talk to. But whether you love him or whether you hate him, you watch him. And Jermell Charlo last night, he really cemented himself as one of the all-time great junior middleweights. Now, when we talk about the great junior middleweights in the history of boxing, we're talking about guys like, you know, who's who of boxing, really, like Thomas Hitman Hearns, you know, Terry Norris. You know, we got guys like Oscar De La Hoya, Winky Wright, and the list goes on and on and on, you know. So to even be included with those names in any regard, you know, you got to really be doing something special. And Jermell Charlo has done something special. I mean, he captured all the 4 belts in an era where, you know, truthfully speaking, like it's difficult to go undisputed in this era. I know it seems like the last couple of years we've been getting more undisputed champions, but it's really difficult to be undisputed with all the different hands in the cookie jars, from the networks to the managers protecting their fighters, to the fighters not really wanting to go too much for the risk. This guy Charlo's gone. He's gone for the risks. He's had some things in his favor. Yes, PBC has had a stronghold on the junior middleweight division for a long time. But with all that being said, despite that fact, he still managed to go undisputed. And he cemented himself as one of the all-time great junior middleweights of all time, along with guys like, you know, Hearns and De La Hoya and Winky Wright and them guys. But not only that, I already think that Jermell Charlo has punched his ticket to the Hall of Fame. No doubt about it. You know, when you talk about Jermell Charlo, we're talking about last night was his, 8th world title appearance. He only has 1 loss in his career. So he's had like 6 or 7 defenses of the belt. Been in a lot of great fights. You know, both Castaño Charlo fights, Fight of the Year candidates. The Tony Harrison rematch, Fight of the Year candidate. You know, this guy is giving you moments. Charlo's giving you moments. He's giving you knockouts. He's giving you excitement. He's giving you the kind of personality you'd want and the ambitious nature that you'd want to see from a champion. He cares. Like, he actually cares. We have a lot of fighters say that don't care about being great. That don't care about, you know, their quote-unquote legacy and whatnot. And here we have a guy who has shown time and time again, for the most part, like, when it comes to this 54-pound division, he wants to be respected, and he wants to be noted as one of the best to ever do it. And I think last night he did that. And you know, there's still a lot to go in his career. He's talking about moving to 160 now, which is a whole other discussion for another video. But Jermell Charlo, I think, you know, he punched his ticket to Canastota last night. There's just no way you can say he hasn't. You know, the only undisputed champion in the 4-belt era is not anything to scoff at when you talk about, you know, the lineage of the great 154-pounders in history. So, you know, Jermell Charlo, I want to give a tip of the cap to him. This wasn't a guy that I always liked. Anybody who's really been following me knows that I didn't like Charlo always. Probably around, like, after the Eric Lubin fight, I really started liking him. And then really when he fought my boy Rosario and beat the way he beat him, you know, then it was like, okay, you gotta give this guy his due. And even the second Harrison fight is really what did it for me, because Harrison was boxing his ass off, and Charlo was really, you know, down, and he could have lost that fight, but he showed his quality and how dangerous he is for 12 rounds, and he got him out of there, and he stunned it again in another rematch against another tough opponent in Brian Castano, a guy that, truthfully speaking, Castano, deep amateur pedigree, beat some good guys on the way up, really a guy that pushed Charlo and brought the best out of him, which really says a lot to him and the level of fighter that he is. And he managed to, in the second fight, make the adjustments, box and move, and really he put on a clinic last night. I put on a boxing clinic last night, and I felt blessed just watching it. So, respect to Charlo. I really hope people give him his due. I don't really do pound for pound no more. I think it's a futile argument which could go on for days. But I want people to start recognizing Charlo as a great fighter and start appreciating him as one of the great fighters of this era, because we got his brother Jermell, who doesn't want to fight anybody, who in my humble opinion, a couple years ago, I thought was going to be the better of the two. He had all the talent and skills to be a great fighter, and he still can be, but right now, he's looking like a very complacent fighter, and he's looking like he's going to have a career of being like very average or a good champion, but not a guy that you remember in history. Jermell Charlo is having a career of a guy that you will remember in history. You will look back and you will say, I remember Charlo. You will look back and you will say, when Castano fought Charlo in the first fight and the second fight, I remember where I was at. It mattered. It didn't matter if you liked him or hated him. He somehow got you intrigued and interested in watching him fight. And people say that Charlo is a loose cannon, and they say Charlo is this and he's that. And when it comes down to it, what I see is a passionate man with a very, very intense drive to want to self-actualize his potential. And as far as his run at 154 is concerned, he's done that so far. What will happen next, we don't know. But for now, call him by his title, Undisputed Champion of the junior middleweight division, Jermell Charlo, future Hall of Famer, one of the greats of the sport, one of the fighters that continues to show time and time again he will go above and beyond the extra mile to prove that he is one of the best fighters in the world. So look, even Errol Spence Jr. came out on Twitter today and said, look, take me off the pound for pound list and put him on there. So that's high praise from a guy like Errol Spence. His gym mate. Because what's been really bugging Charlo is that he's not on the pound for pound list. And the truth be told, he's been at that championship level. He's literally been a dominant fighter, or one of the dominant fighters in the junior middleweight division since 2017. I would say the John Jackson fight, the first fight he had with Derrick James, the John Jackson fight, that was really the first real fight where Jermell Charlo, I think, started to turn a page in his career and became this knockout artist, the textbook boxer puncher, straight punches, sharp punches, stiff punches, just the kind of punches that are going to put your lights out and have the opponents on the floor and having Jermell Charlo looking down on him and saying, keep on your fucking mouth, So that's what it is, man. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to give my appreciation to Charlo, who put on a boxing clinic and got a knockout in the 10th round last night against Castano. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Am I having a knee-jerk reaction? Do you guys think Charlo still needs more work to do? Or has he already punched his ticket to the Hall of Fame? I think he has. When you talk about first four-belt, undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world, when you talk about the consistency he's shown throughout the years, he's gonna go down, whether you like it or not. I know, like, we have some names like Tommy Hearns and Norris and Mike McCallum and Winky Wright and Trinidad and these guys, but guess what? You can't have a top 10 junior middleweight list without Jermell Charlo, and that's just a fact. So I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time,
thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God.